Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Epicapig 101. I hope you enjoyed that little intro and welcome to the video. If you're watching this video, it means that you have been specially selected by the Epicapig 101 VIP program, which stands for Epicapig 101 Special Program. That is what it stands for. Thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy. Anyways, today I'm super excited to show you guys this LEGO MOC that I've been working on for about a month. It's from the Netflix show The Umbrella Academy, which is honestly an amazing show. I cannot stress just how much I love it. I would highly recommend it, and while I was watching the show, I realized that there were so many cool things from it that I could build in LEGO. So I teamed up with my good friend Zebrix, and we each built our own interpretations of the scene from Season 1 where 5, who's this guy right here, time travels from his present time, which is on the right, to about 15 years in the future on the left side, where the entire world has been wiped out by an apocalypse. Wait, that sounds kind of familiar. If you haven't checked out Zebrix's channel yet, make sure to go do that after you watch this video because he's a super talented guy and definitely deserves more recognition. I'll leave a link in the video description. Now, before I get into the build, let me give you a little rundown of what the show is about. Basically, there's an Umbrella Academy, which is this building right here, and inside it are 7 adopted children who are being trained by their adopted father because they all have superpowers. One of these children is 5, who is the only one without a real name, and he time travels into the future, gets stuck, and comes back 30 years later. I won't spoil any more than that. Go watch the show. It is very good. Now, without further ado, let's check out this MOC featuring 5 going into the future like an absolute mad lad and getting stuck. And it's very sad. I built the MOC on a 60x42 stud baseplate and did a lot of planning before I actually started building. I didn't want there to be a clean cut between the normal world and the apocalypse, so what I did is I made them kind of fade into each other, like you can see here. For the sidewalk, I used a snot technique where I built up this wall section and then placed it down on its side. I managed to get these slight divots in the road by layering in some light gray tiles and studs instead of plates or bricks, and I think it gives the road a lot more character. In front of the academy is a lamppost and this tree, and I think it might be my best tree I've ever built for a MOC. As I'm sure you are all wondering, how on earth did you get that incredibly epic bend in that tree? And the answer is I finally decided to use flex tubes, which are these amazing pieces that I've never really wanted to use before because it usually involves having to cut them into smaller pieces, but it was definitely worth it, and I was able to place some brown cylinder pieces around the flex tube, add in some leaves on top, and this is what I got. I'm so proud of this tree, and I will definitely use similar designs in the future. The left side of the sidewalk is brown, black, and nougat orange, and piled on top is a ton of rubble in many different forms. What I did is place down a few pieces of rubble directly onto studs, build off of those pieces, and then sprinkle in a ton of random pieces afterwards to fill in the gaps. And by the way, this is not a human, this is just a mannequin named Dolores, who 5 actually falls in love with. Sometimes you just don't ask questions. Before building the apocalypse side of the MOC, I actually had a call with Tanbrix, and he showed me everything there is to know about building rubble in LEGO. He is basically the king of this stuff, as you'll see with this insane Avengers Endgame MOC he finished building almost a year ago, and he gave me a ton of good insight into how to make LEGO rubble and LEGO fire. Huge shout out to him for helping me out. I'll leave a link to his channel down below. As you can see, for this building and this half building, I just took as many different pieces as I could in the colors gray, brown, and black to make this absolute mess. I don't know what to call it exactly, but I think the best word to describe it would be a mess. I included these holes where I thought windows could go, and there's a few walls and columns still standing on the inside, but apart from that, they are pretty broken and pretty sad looking, not gonna lie. Just like with the sidewalk, I littered the inside of the buildings with some random pieces, but this time I also included some bigger chunks that could have been parts of the wall or ceiling. I decided to make the sidewall of the white building a collection of these darker colors because I thought it would add some interesting elements to the build. Also, at that point, I was almost a month into making this thing, and I didn't really feel like giving it an interior, but I do like how it turned out, and I think it helps the apocalypse section look a little bit less messy. I'm not going to go into any more detail with this section because I honestly don't really know what else to say about it, so let's move on to the actual Umbrella Academy building itself. Because of these 4 columns at the front, I could give the building a lot of depth, which I think makes it look a ton more interesting. At the front are some benches, a couple of small plants, a gate that allows entry to the front door, and some statues statues, which definitely look like lions. The side of the building has some windows in a few spots just to add some interest and make it look a bit less boring, and I included these discolored patches all over the wall to make some parts of it look more eroded. Overall, I am super happy with how this building turned out, and I think it may be one of my favorite LEGO city type buildings that I've ever made. Anyways, that was it for the video. I know that I had a ton to say in this one, but the MOC took me a long time to make and I am super proud of it, so I wanted to give as much info on it as I could. Thank you for sticking with me through the end of the video. Have a wonderful day. Christmas is coming up soon, so go frolic in the snow or something, and I will see you next time.